Hello guys, how are you? I'm fine. I hope you're doing well at home and I hope you're staying at home and doing your exercise, okay? Okay, today I'm going to explain the handout, ok? Number 2, ok? Irei hoje explicar aqui a ficha de inglês, ficha número 2 para a 7ª classe, ok? So here, the handout today, it talks about time, telling times, okay? Telling time. Before I start here explaining this handout, I just want to remind you that before we close the schools, before we stayed at home, we learned about numbers from 1 to 100, okay? So you just have to revise that because there's no way you can tell the time without knowing the numbers. For you to tell the times, you should know how to count. You should know the numbers, okay, students? So in this handout here, before we start here, I just want you to know that we have here a clock, okay? We have here a clock, okay? So in this clock here, we have two hands, which is a short hand and a long hand. We know that this short hand stands for the hours and a long hand stands for the minutes, okay? Here, for example, we have this clock here, okay? We know that whenever we have, for example, this short hand here and the long hand here, we know that we're telling, right, it's a certain hour, okay? It's a certain time, right? But before that, here we have 12, okay? And here we have 1, okay? We stand for 1 o'clock, and we have 2 here for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, for 6, for 7, for 8, for 9, for 10, and for 11, and so. So this, we know that here, because the short hand is in 2 and the long hand is on 12, we have here what? 2 o'clock, right? We have here 2 o'clock, okay? We have here 2 o'clock. Because whenever uh, the, the long hand is pointing to 12 and the short one is in a certain number, we know that here we have like a certain time, okay? A certain time. And to understand more about that, we come here. We know that here is 12, right? We write here 0 because this one stands for o'clock, okay? And we count here this one is like 5, okay? It's like 5 minutes, and here 10 minutes, here 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 55 minutes, okay? So we have here another example. For example, if we have the long hand again pointing to 12 and the short one, for example, pointing to 4, we know that it is 4 o'clock, okay? It is 4 o'clock because the short one points to 4 and the long one points to 12. We know that the short one stands for hours and the long one stands for minutes. Whenever the long one points to 12, we know that here we have a certain time. That would be for all the time. If we change, we can even change here. We can change here. For example, we can point to 8, the short one to 8. We know that it's 8. It will be 8 o'clock. Okay? Because whenever this is here, we say it's 8 with dot o'clock. Okay? So it will be 8 o'clock. Do you understand? So for when we have a certain time, the long hand should always point to 12. Okay? And the short one can be any of the numbers here, but the long one should point to 12 to have like a full time, okay, like a certain time. Good, okay. So, and here, we have here another clock here, okay. Now I want you to understand another way of telling time. Okay, for example, here is a clock. When divided from here, we have here 2. It's past. Sorry, past. And another side we have 2. Okay, because here we can say that we have it is sorry, okay, it's fine. Okay, for example, I want also to know that whenever we have uh whenever the long hand points to 15, we have here a quarter. Okay, when it points to 15, we have a quarter. And whenever it's missing 15 minutes, also we have a quarter. Okay, whenever it's 15 minutes past a certain hour, we have a quarter. And whenever it's 15 minutes to another hour, it is also a quarter. Okay, for example, here we have 8:15. Okay, it's 8:15, but we can say in this way also that it is quarter past 15. Okay, no, sorry, a quarter past 8, because it's 15 minutes after 8. Okay, it is 8:15, but you can say that it's a quarter past 8. Okay, quarter past 8, because it's 15 minutes after 8. It's the same thing when it's missing 15 minutes also at the other side. Okay, so here we'll have quarter to, we're here in 7, right? We'll have quarter to 8. Okay, it's a quarter, like quarter to 8, because it's missing 15 minutes to 8 o'clock. You understand? We can say that it is 7:45. 7:45, because it's here. Remember, 9 is 45. Okay, 9 is 45. So here we say it is 7:45, but we can also say that it is quarter to 8. It's a quarter to the next hour. While here it's a quarter after the hour we're talking about. Okay, so it's the same thing with half. For example, sorry, when we have, for example, here the long hand, so the short hand pointing to 8, and the long one pointing to 6. So here we'll say it is what? Half past 7. Okay, it is half past 7, because this one, but we should make sure that we are looking well to the hand, because here we're in 7, which means that very soon we are going to be here in 8. So it is half past 7, which is 7:30. Okay, but we can say that it is half past 7, because it's 30 minutes after 7. Okay, it's 30 minutes after 7 o'clock, which is half past 7. Okay, it can also be 7:30. Okay, I hope you're understanding. So here, which means that we can say the time in many ways. Okay, we can say the time in many ways. For example, here it is 7 what? 7 what? Remember that 7 is 35. When you count here 5, 5, 5, 5, 7 is 25. So it's 35. So we'll say here, for example, that it is 7. It is 6 what? It is 6:35. Here, the time here, it's 6:35. But we can also say that it's like it is 25 to 7. Why? Because it's missing, you say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So it is 25 to 7, which means that it's missing 25 minutes for us to go to this another hour, which will be 7 o'clock. Okay, we can do that for many times. For example, I can change it and make it like this, I can put here, for example, 7 can be the short one can be here 7, and the long one can be here 10. So what will I say here? I'll say that it's what, 10 to 7, 10 to 10 to 7, which means that it's missing 5:10. It's missing 10 minutes to 7 o'clock. Or you can also say that it is what? 7 what? 50. Okay? Because 10 here we said that it's 50 to 0.55. Okay? So it's 7:50. So it's 6:50, or it's 10 to 7. It's missing 10 minutes to 7. Okay? So we know that here when we're in 12, we have here o'clock, and when we're here 15, we know that here it's a quarter past, and when we are here in, 12, in 6, we have here half past, and we're here in 45, we know that we have here what, half to. So what you should know, you just have to know that when we divide the watch like this clock like this, here it's past, and here is 2. Okay, so we can have here 5 past, 10 past, 15 past, or you can have a quarter past. It depends on how you want to say the time at that moment. Okay, and in this side we can have 20 minutes to, we can have here a quarter to. It depends also on how you want to say the time at that moment. Okay, so I hope you understood, and that will help you do the exercise here. For example, here we have here this clock here, which is pointing. The short hand is pointing to 10, and the long hand is pointing to 2, which means it is 10 past 10, okay? Because it's 10 minutes after 10. You can also say it is 10:10, okay? So here you have different watches here. You have this one digital way. So what you're gonna do here, you're gonna just revise here, and on the next page here, you are going to do this exercise. For example, here, complete the time. For example, 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Here, 11:15. It's, you can say, it's 11:15, but you can also write that, remember that 15 minutes. When we have 15 minutes, we have a quarter. Remember, a quarter when we have 15 minutes. Okay, so it is 11:15. Here can be a quarter past 11. It is quarter past 11. Okay, you do the same thing here. 12:45. Just remember also the same thing here, that when we were in 45, we're here, which is 15 minutes. We know that when we're 15 minutes, it's quarter. So here you can say it's 10, it's 12:45, or a quarter to 1, because after 12 we're going to 1. Okay, so you'll do the same thing with the other exercises here. And here, complete the question about yourself. So here you're going to talk about yourself, about what you do daily. For example, what time do you get up? You're going to write here. If you get up at 8 o'clock, you will say I get up at 8 o'clock. If you get up at 8:15, you will say I get up at 8:15, or you say I get up a quarter past 8. It depends on you, because here you have to talk about yourself. Number 4, here write the time in words. For example, you will see here the short hand is pointing to 2, and the long one hand is pointing to 6. What time is it? What time is it? It is 2:30, right? Or half past 2. 2:30 or half past 2. So here you will just look at this time and you will write here in words. So here the time is already written here in words. So what you're going to do, you're going to point, putting here the long and the short hands inside these clocks. Okay, I hope you understood and thank you for listening. Thank you for listening and please enjoy the exercises.